are we doing?
So we're going to talk about your movie.
Oh, okay.
Do you care to introduce yourself to the loyal viewers?
I'm Bond. What was my name?
James Bond.
James Bond?
James Bond.
I knew a guy named James Bond once. He was an alcoholic jerk, womanizer.
Oh, that's you.
Oh, I'm James Bond.
Yeah.
I'm James Bond.
Right.
Oh, Mother, hold dinner. I gotta go save the free world again.
Welcome back to Bourbon and Bond with the Boys. I'm Nick.
And I'm Dave.
And we're just not doing this f***ing episode.
We're doing
Go
it.
Drink.
We're gonna do
Go
it.
Drink. Go drink. Have fun.
No.
Don't waste your time.
No.
Go drink.
No, let me tell you.
Go
Wait
get
a
drunk.
second. Wait. Nobody leave. Let me tell you why we're doing this episode. As bad as this movie is, we're doing this because here at Bourbon and Bond with the Boys, Bond is only half the story. And to ease the pain of what we're about to go through, we have a very special selection paired with this stinker of a movie, A View to a Kill. I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, one of our top favorite bourbons, the Weller Antique 107. And yes, I'll say it, and I don't feel bad saying it at all. We've selected this bourbon to go with this movie because at this point, there's no denying Roger Moore is an antique.
It's horrendous. It's just watching this movie twice. We did this twice. We did this to ourselves two times.
It's a personal service. We did it for you.
We must really love you.
It's for you.
Because this is an absolute stinker.
It's a dumpster fire of a movie. However, for the next 6 minutes, we get to think about one thing that is not a stinker. It is this fine bottle of bourbon. So while you break the seal, I will speak to you about this bourbon. And again, this is one of those places where I want to be all coy and act like I knew everything I'm about to say before ever, because that's how smart. No, I did a GTS, right? I Googled that shit. Yeah, everybody knows that Weller's part of the Buffalo Trace family, and everybody knows that Buffalo Trace owns just about every bourbon on the market at this point. I did not understand. Oh, that was not as spectacular as
Lackluster.
we've had strong cork noise and bad bourbon, so
Fair.
So this goes way back to William LaRue Weller, who died in 1899, and his company merged with a former employee, someone he had hired to work for him, whose name was Julian Van Winkle. And his company merged with Van Winkle's company and became Stitzel Weller Distillery. That's 1935. The Weller brand was sold off to Buffalo Trace in 1972. So Buffalo Trace is old, and if you read the list of names of the people who are associated with it, it's a who's who: George Stagg, Harrison Blanton, Edmund Taylor. The bourbons that they produce that are under the Buffalo Trace family are Colonel E.H. Taylor, Buffalo Trace itself, Eagle Rare, George T. Stagg, the entire Weller line, Blanton's, Elmer T. Lee, not to mention some of the Van Winkle bourbons that they produce with the Van Winkle family. So this is a big kind of conglomerate bourbon house. Here's what the Buffalo Trace website says about this glorious dram right here. A wheated bourbon with a full-bodied flavor and a balanced palate. Old Weller Antique is bottled at 107 proof, offering a complex taste and bold finish. We'll be the judge of that. It's certainly a recognizable member of the Weller label, with its own unique characteristics to complement the high proof. The mash bill is actually unpublished, but they say floral notes, vanilla, strong fruits. I can't wait.
Can you eat? Yeah, please.
I cannot wait. Let's just
Great.
do this because we're going to need it. Someone count, because if we get into the third one and we're not already at the credits montage, we're in trouble.
Yeah, we're going to have an issue.
To the late Sir Roger Moore, God rest your soul. It's all there. All the fruit is there.
Man, I love that.
It's smooth without being wimpy.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little kick to it.
Oh, it's absolutely. You know it's there.
It tastes so good.
It ain't messing around, but it's not messing around in such a nice way.
It is so nice to get it. I mean, we've got some new bourbons and we've had some surprising new friends we've made along the journey. This is a comforting old friend. Much like Widow Jane Lucky 13 was a comforting old friend who's not comforting, who kicks your behind. This one is strong but comforting. This is like grandma, who will make you cookies, and then tell you what you're doing wrong. This is a lovely bourbon. And if we hadn't said so before, run right out and find yourself
go
a
find
bottle
some.
of this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, go find some. This
Top
stuff is-
3.
Oh, it's
on our
fantastic.
board. Yep.
I love this. It makes me not so angry.
It really is going to help. Okay. So everything that's about to happen from this point forward is going to be ugly and unattractive, much like its star. But before we dive into this, we are going to take a break for station identification. And this break is brought to you by our sponsor, Ice.
We're back.
We are back, and we are so happy and so unhappy at the same time. So
Let's just get into the sucker, and you want to dive on it?
let's dive in.
I think we dive in.
Okay. View to a Kill, 1985. This is May of 85, so I wasn't quite 19. And I hadn't yet met my lovely bride yet. Bond is Roger Moore. Again, this is his last. Robert Brown, again, is M. Desmond Llewellyn is Q. Lois Maxwell, it's also her last. Sad to see her go, but it is a little past time. Again, Felix Leiter for the last time did not appear because philosophically he's been written out of the Bond cinematic universe by the Roger Moore sponsored Eon Films. Max Zorin is our villain, played by Christopher Walken. And we're gonna have some bad Walken impersonations during the course of the
Can't
evening.
not do it.
Tanya Roberts, Fiona Fullerton, Grace Jones round out the Bond girls, and we're gonna have a lot to say
And
about
the
that.
Dudes, Alice and Duty. All right,
So
plot. Let's talk about it. It's not strong.
It really is, so there's a lot of different ways you can do dated things, time encapsulated, and some things work and some things are just so mired in the decade they don't translate very well, and this is one of those things.
This is, yeah. So Max Zorin is this multi-billionaire. He wants to corner the market on computer chips.
It's 1985.
So naturally, the only way to do that is to cause, what does he call it?
It's
a double
double
earthquake.
earthquake.
We're going to create a double earthquake by going into one of the gold mines where the fault lines are under San Francisco, blow up the mine, flooding the fault, and then also pumping seawater.
More water.
It's just
Because the water on the fault lines will cause
a double earthquake.
And the double earthquake will completely destroy, either by destroying or flooding.
It's going to flood it, I think.
Silicon
Somehow
Valley.
they're going to flood
It's
Silicon
going to destroy
Valley.
it. And he and those who pay him $100 million each will be able to corner the market on microchips.
Yeah. So not great.
Yeah.
It's not as shitty as some of the others, like some of the other stinkers, but it's not good.
It's bad.
I think we went 4 because it's better than some others, but it's
bad.
It is.
They did the thing where, some companies developed a EMP resistant microchip, and that kicks off it's not good. So 4.
4
for
out of
plot.
10 for plot.
But it gets worse because
now we have to talk about Bond.
Okay.
But we only have to talk about him one more time.
let me wax philosophical for just a moment.
Oh boy.
When I was in high school, I was playing a basketball game. I went in the first quarter and I took my classic signature turnaround jumper, and when I turned around I realized I was 25 feet from the basket. Now the shot went in and I was feeling pretty good about myself. And I was benched for the rest of the game because it doesn't matter that it went in. You shouldn't have taken the damn shot.
Take that shot.
Sometimes the shot goes in and you think, I can take that shot any day I want. I tell you that story because Bond was starting to look a little raggedy around Moonraker, and Moonraker was kind of a stinker. And I think they took a 25-foot turnaround jumper with For Your Eyes Only, and it went in.
Yeah.
It was a much better movie, and I think everybody said, he's not too old.
Right.
Let's do another one. So they did, and it was Octopussy.
It's dog shit. It's
and
dog.
then it went one more, and
Yeah.
it came here. And so it's really hard to give him a lot of point.
Octopussy was a bag of dog shit on your front porch. A View to a Kill is lighting that bag of dog shit on fire. That's what they did
pretty
here.
much it.
That's what they did here. They had a really great product with For Your Eyes Only.
And they continue to put him into situations where he looks like a clown and acts like the fire truck. They put him on that fire truck and do that fire truck scene. It just makes him look bad.
Let's talk about his acting.
It's not good.
No, it's not good. It's not poor because of him being a clown. I think it's just poor because he's too old. He can't do the things that Bond needs to do. He can't get in these choreographed fights. He can't do the majority of these stunts. He's just incapable. And it shows. It really does. You know, in previous movies, he's been able to do a few things so they can get some close-up shots in the action scenes. They can't do that anymore.
No.
Can't do it. So it just, everything kind of went to pieces on this one, and acting is a 2. It's
no argument here.
Look.
It's not at all.
Masculinity, this is another one.
Why does he have his PPK when he doesn't need it and doesn't have it every other time?
I don't know. He must have forgot it at the nursing home.
Well, how do you explain the fight chase? I mean, he's chasing a bad girl up the Eiffel Tower. That's bad.
Oh, yeah. And he's
foiled by a fishing
with a fishing
pole.
line. Yeah, a fishing pole. Oh, man. That sequence,
that whole thing
is so frustrating. And you know, this is why he's defeated by a fishing line. He is captured by the bad guy. He's not James Bond. He's not the international man of mystery.
No, he's not.
He's not
James Bond's dad.
Yeah, it's just
It's not good.
It's so poor.
Seriously, I mean, who wouldn't want to see a 35-year-old Sean Connery in a fist fight with a 35-year-old Christopher Walken?
Right.
That thing lasts 7 seconds. But the fight on the bridge between the two of them?
Oh no,
it was horrific.
It's just terrible.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken is this genetically engineered or genetically perfected human being, and he's fighting someone's grandpa, and grandpa wins. What?
But it takes him a while. It's bad.
Masculinity, I've got a 2. He just can't pick it up out of the dirt enough to get into fights. So.
And I think it's a 2 out of respect for the dead. That's what we did.
Yeah. And then we go right into hotness. Guess where this one's going? This one should be a 0.
You know, it's a 1, but he calls himself St. John Smythe so many times, it makes me want to give him a 0.
Yeah.
If I heard him say St. John Smythe one more time, I was going to break my TV. Thankfully, I didn't.
Just blowtorch in the ear canals.
It's so awful.
It's terrible. He's trying to schmooze up women, and it's creepy. It's creepy. It's ugly to look at. I don't.
Well, and what's weird is Roger Moore himself said, I can't be doing that with 20-year-old women anymore. But that was true many years before he retired.
That was true a few movies ago.
Stayed too long.
It's a 1. It's a 1.
He's a 2-2-1.
Yeah. So we've got a 5 out of 15 for Bond.
I don't know. I think that is the lowest score for a Bond ever, and I don't see any way that's going to be dethroned.
You can't change it. You cannot change it. You cannot give him more points. If anything, we could take away more points.
We could actually give him
in this movie.
We could.
It's just
5 was generous.
It's a poor showing.
That was bad.
And it kind of sets the mood for the movie here. Villain, Max Zorin, Christopher Walken. What does he need? He needs more cowbell.
I got a fever, and the only cure
is more cowbell.
It's more cowbell. So he's a bad.
That's one.
So Zorin is just a bad con. He's mentally genetically engineered, but not physically genetically engineered. That's Zorin.
Former KGB agent trying to escape the KGB to do bigger and better things, because who has time for the KGB anyway?
Come on, man. They're old.
But you never leave KGB.
Right? That's what Gogol says.
Can't do that. So yeah, he's trying to do bigger and better things. He's this psychopath. He's a megalomaniac. We love that in villains. He's just incapable. His abilities do not match his backstory. And Christopher Walken is not an intimidating dude. Mentally intimidating,
but not
physically intimidating.
Correct.
His mind must be a terrifying place to exist.
And he sells that in the movie.
Yeah, but his physical presence does nothing. He's not scary.
But he sells it so hard as an actor. Mm-hmm. We gave him a 6.
Yeah, we liked him. We really did.
He got a walk-in bump there.
Yeah, he got a walk-in bump, and we started at 7. And then we realized our error. And he
came down to 5.
He's a 6.
No, Christopher Walken's a 6.
Mm-hmm. Henchman.
So there's a tie-in here between the henchman category and the Bond girl category. We'll talk about that later. For now, let's talk about the least scary. I was more scared of Knick Knack because there's no telling when he was going to just lash out and bite your ankles. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I wasn't scared of that. I wasn't scared of this guy. Scarpine scares no one. He's useless. He's like a valet with a scar.
When you first said to me that you thought the henchman was Scarpine, I thought that you were making a joke. There's very little dialogue with him. He doesn't accomplish much of anything.
He really doesn't. But Butler stuff.
He's there, but yeah, dude sucks.
There's a problem because he's not the best henchman in the movie.
Right.
Which is why there's this tie into the Bond girls. Before we talk about that, pay special attention to the moment at which the KGB shows up to confront our villain at the racetrack and look over Gogol's shoulder to a very young, baby-like Dolph Lundgren.
He's right there.
Dolph Lundgren.
Awesome.
Right?
Awesome.
Henchman.
Because he was dating the real henchman in this movie, Grace Jones.
I don't know if it was clear.
Let's okay.
We
Henchman
gave the
is
henchman
one.
a 1.
Yeah,
There's
henchman's
nowhere
a
else to
1.
go, right?
Yeah.
But as we ease into the Bond girls, let's talk about the real problem. There are 3, and one of them is the bad guy Bond girl, who is the 80s encapsulating Grace Jones.
As Mayday.
And let's be quite honest. If we had counted her as a henchman and not as a Bond girl, she scores a 3, maybe a 4
more.
as a henchman. She is a bad bitch.
Bad bitch, yeah.
She's awesome. And I mean, she picks up one of the Russian dudes and tosses him aside. She's bad.
Yeah.
And as a henchman, she's probably a 4. This costs the movie 3 points. And as a Bond girl, she's so horrifically awful, she costs the Bond girl maybe 2 points. There's 5-point swing in this because we can't count her as the henchman for one obvious reason.
Bond takes her down.
Incorrect.
She takes Bond down.
That is correct. And it's so hard to watch. I was like, I can't watch this. Tell me what it's It's so hard to watch.
Yeah.
As a Bond girl, I think we went low.
Yeah. Well, her acting's a 1.
Yeah.
Her acting's a 1. She's a horrific actress.
And she's not an actress. She's not an actress.
No.
Let's be honest. She was a personality and she was a singer.
Yes.
A musician, performance artist. So she, her acting, I think a 1 is
It's
polite.
more than generous.
It's polite.
Yep. Hotness, not for me, bro.
Can you put up?
Not for me.
Can you put up an overlay for me? It's a man, baby. It's just horrific. And so, we went 1 for hotness because there's not
There's not much of it. There's not much of it. No.
But the one thing she does have going for her is
Character.
it's an extremely interesting character.
She's a great character.
And that thing where she could be, I think she's a 5 character if she doesn't so quickly switch sides at the end.
Right, for
That
no
costs her a
reason at
point.
all.
I don't
There
wanna
is
die.
a reason,
Yeah.
but
That costs her a point.
there's no lead up to.
It's a fast switch.
yeah.
And it's super
all
fast.
of a sudden, we're on Bond's team.
She's
now.
all in on Bond.
No.
And even to give her life to save him. It was too abrupt. So it cost her a point. So I think we went 1-1-4.
We did. So to not count her as the henchman and to instead count her as a Bond girl cost it 5 points.
Cost it 5 points. It costs 3 points. I think 3 points as a villain and probably a couple. She brings the average down for the Bond girl category. At least one.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so the next Bond girl is Pola Ivanova. You're a big fan of Pola.
I am a huge fan. She's great. And she's pretty, but she's also great in all the ways that Liesel was great. And For Your Eyes Only, she's sexy. She's got a way of carrying herself. She does that whole thing. They're rival spies, which adds to the natural heat, the Guatemalan-ness.
Yeah, so she is a KGB agent. She's working with Gogol to get a recording of one of Zoran's meetings to find out what they're doing. So she and Bond cross paths and they reconnect in a hot tub. Yeah.
And to be fair, Fiona Fullerton has only nice things to say about Roger Moore, that she enjoyed working with him.
Most people do.
Yeah.
You said this to me yesterday.
Yes.
No one has said, "Oh, Roger Moore, what an asshole."
No.
Everyone has only good things to say. And you know what? I shit on him pretty hard because he almost ruined one of my favorite movie franchises. But that's not to disparage the man and say anything bad about him.
Yeah,
as a
we're
human
being
being.
hard on
as
him
a human being
tonight in this movie,
Yeah.
but all accounts, he was a good actor. He had a very, very good career, and everybody who worked with him liked working with him. Not an asshole.
I'm done being nice now.
We said it officially for the record.
There it is.
Not an asshole.
All right.
Pola. Pola, she's hot, but
Let's talk about her acting first.
It's not bad.
They're in the hot tub. They have some dialogue. It's good dialogue.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
Yeah, she is massively talented.
She's incredibly talented.
So acting, I think, is at a 3. She put on the accent. Her lines were good. Everything worked.
She was sexy and a spy at the same time. She pulled that off. I think.
Yeah,
So,
it was great. So it was 3.
I'm fine with 3.
3 out of 5 for acting for Pola. And then hotness, I've got her at a 4.
And honestly, to be fair, I would advocate for a 5 if she was in the movie more. She's in the movie like this long, and there's no way to make that fight.
4 out of 5 for hotness. And then character, there's not a lot of backstory.
It's 2D.
Yeah, the only reason we know that she's KGB is really because she goes back to Gogol. Is she in the other movies? Is she his assistant? Because when they're in the car together, I got that image of his old assistant.
Yeah,
Who was working for him. And I thought, oh, is that the same person?
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's a different actress.
Okay. Characters a 2. And finally, we've got Stacey Sutton.
The main Bond girl.
Main Bond girl.
Played by Tanya Roberts, who, you can look at Tanya Roberts and say, you should be wearing protective eyewear, because if you look at her for too long, you could lose your sight. And then she speaks, and it all goes away. And I don't mean to be insulting, but, part of acting is delivering the lines in a convincing way. You got to be able to work with the material and deliver the lines like the person you're playing. And she really struggled.
It's just ear bleed inducing.
Scraping.
It's just grating. Ugh. She can't act.
She can't act, and I think the dialogue thing goes to acting. If we could find it in our hearts to give her a 3 for acting, we'd deduct her a point because she can't deliver dialogue.
Right.
So it's a 2. I don't know any other way to do it.
I don't either.
And she's not in the movie because she's a good actress. She's in the movie because she's hot.
She's in the movie because she was in Charlie's Angels.
That's it. She was in Charlie's Angels for one reason. She had to replace Farrah. That was it.
Acting isn't strong, so we're giving it a 2.
2.
Hotness, though, without speaking.
I can't go 5 because she's not sexy. And hotness has to encompass both things. We've had lots of girls who, like Liesel wasn't classically beautiful, but boy, she knew how to portray that on the screen. She knew how to be alluring on the screen. She can't do that.
No.
She's a 4.
Yeah.
She's pretty,
Agreed.
but she's not sexy.
Agreed. Yep. Now, character. Okay. We get some backstory into, why is she broke? Why is she, why is she selling off all of her family belongings? All this kind of stuff. So we get some backstory there. The problem that we run into is, again, because she can't deliver dialogue, that backstory kind of takes a hit.
It's a little bit contrived, and we don't feel it. She doesn't make us feel it.
No.
The way Sophie Marceau can make you feel it, the way Diana Rigg can make you feel it. Like, I have a tragic past, and I can make you feel it. She can't do that.
Right. We gave her a 3,
which I think is
that's
fair.
That's accurate.
That's a 2-4-3 for her.
Yeah.
Now, I want to say a name, Alison Doody as Jenny Flex. She's underutilized in this film, but this is a very early film for her. But if you don't recognize her, she had a very wonderful, amazing turn in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And so you get very excited. Alison Doody's in the movie. Well, she's only kind of in the movie.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even count as a Bond girl. She goes to peripheral babeness.
Right. And I think that was the only peripheral babeness in here.
It's lighter.
This is not a strong periph movie.
It's light. Mary Staven. She's a hotness 5 if she was a Bond girl and not just periph babeness. Mary Staven was Miss World 1977, and she is driving the iceberg boat when he makes his escape from Siberia. Super hot hottie.
And then whistling cleavage.
And the whistling cleavage girl, but that scene is so horrifically bad, it's very difficult to give her...
Can't give her anything.
A lot of...
There are no points there to be had. So I think we come up with an average for Bond girls of 2-3-3. Is that right? That's what we came up with,
I think that's what we gave, and it feels low.
When you have Grace Jones as a Bond girl, you have a problem.
Honestly, if they had just admitted the scene, and it's gratuitous, right? He's almost caught in the hallway. He's been snooping around, and he ducks into this bedroom, and she catches him, and he takes his clothes off and hops in bed in order to play it off as if we're going to be sexy now. They could have done away with that scene. That makes her the henchman, and henchman goes up in score, and Bond girls go up in score. It's not a good scene. It hurts the movie in a lot of ways.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
We could be talking about a much higher score.
I don't want to be talking about it
All right,
anymore.
moving on.
Action. Significant lulls. There's a lot of time that passes between action sequences.
Yeah, and as you've been bringing this up, that there's really like nonstop action in some of these movies. This is not.
This
that.
is not
It's a lot of
that.
There's a lot of, St. John Smythe investigating the blah 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 blah.
There is still a healthy dose of action in here. We start off with a ski chase. Submarine, great. The Eiffel Tower chase, the whole car chase through Paris. There's a lot in here, but because we have such long breaks,
the blimp scene.
Yeah,
there's just big lulls.
Yeah, lots of time passes where now Bond is nursing, Stacey Sutton back to or whatever. It's just he's cooking dinner for her and they're discussing. Don't care.
What the actual?
I don't know. Action, I think, is a 6. There is, like I said, a healthy amount of action in here, but because we have to wait for so long to get from one scene to another, no, it's got to take a hit. It's a 6 out of 10.
No argument.
Okay. Next, the big 4.
There's a problem here in how M and Q are being used in this movie, and it's hard to understand. There's still this, I don't want them relying on the gadgets. And so there's some moments here where Q is not being Q, Q is being M. And M is being M, but then sometimes Q is being M, and I think it impacts the score on both of them. M is good. There's not enough of him here, and all the times that Q is doing M things because they don't want Q to do Q things makes me want to give him a 4. He can't be a 5.
Yeah, I agree. I think we were at a 5, and on the rewatch we realized that he doesn't stack up.
He doesn't.
He's got to lose a point.
And it's not his fault. It's the writing. It's the script.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And like you said, M and Q were both doing it. We took it away from both of them. Q started off as a 4 because he's not being the quartermaster that we want.
We freaking love him.
Not his fault. But we started at a 4 because he's not being Q and had to lose another point. So Q gets a 3.
Yeah,
it's
just
disappointing.
Shameful.
It's such a bummer.
And they're starting to run out of him. They're going to lose him. And so to waste him just seems shameful.
Yeah, they did the same thing with good old Moneypenny. She's so wasted in this movie. It's such an unfortunate appearance for her. I almost wish that they'd left her out of the movie. I almost wish it.
Can we have a? I need a. You walk in on Grandma and Grandpa doing it on the sofa. You never get over that. That's things you can't unsee. Right? You never get over that. And so the flirting scenes between them is like watching Grandma and Grandpa flirt. And turning to liquor is never the right solution. But sometimes that's all you have.
Just need it, yeah.
Holy Nikes.
Yeah.
I really believe, and I've heard things that imply this. I believe that Lois Maxwell waited it out with Roger Moore. That when Roger Moore retired, she was going to retire too, and he stuck it out for 2 more movies. So she stuck it out for 2 more movies. She was interesting and hot in Live and Let Die and Man with the Golden Gun and in Octopussy and in A View to a Kill. She's old.
That way.
She looks old.
Yeah,
and it's a shame. It's not her fault. She's a great actress.
Do something with her. See, that's the thing. They kept trying to keep Moneypenny the same. And Bond, they talked about in the special features of the Blu-ray, they talked about, Bond has to adapt. Through every movie, they try to do one more thing. And Moneypenny has always done just this one thing.
Just this.
If you don't want to showcase Lois Maxwell for being the hot secretary in the office, then okay.
Do something else.
Do something and have her show you her talents. They just didn't do it. They got locked into something. They're adapting Q. Q is changing what his whole function.
Yeah.
They're adapting Felix by not including him in anything, but Lois is the one who is stuck in this rut, and we are expecting the same thing, and we don't get it. Right. And we just see her aging in place in front of us.
In 1985, people were watching this movie, and they knew 1985 and everything that came before in 1985. We understand. We recognize we are standing in 2024, and we are looking back, and we have the entire body of the cinematic universe to make judgments. And having that perspective, I think, gives us the opportunity to realize sometimes it takes a jolt. The jolt of having to replace an actor who's been a part of the franchise for so long. And so we see Timothy Dalton. He's a different guy. It's a different moment. Everything has changed. And things become different because they got the jolt they needed.
Yep.
Wish they had gotten that jolt 2 movies sooner.
I do too. Moneypenny is a 1 out of respect. That's all we can do. And guess what?
Oh, it's worse than that.
0.
It is worse than 0. We should give a -1 because here's why. You don't have Felix. Yet again, you have a different CIA agent for no explainable reason.
No reason.
If you're gonna put Yep into the thing, why not make it Felix?
I don't know.
There isn't a reason.
It's so it's again
because you wanted to kill him. That's the only reason you wanted to kill the CIA agent, so you could make it Felix.
Right.
That's a big fat stupid. Write better. Do the work. Now, I cannot continue. I cannot continue without a refill.
Understood. We can't recommend this enough.
There are times when you go and eat something exotic and you think, man, I really like that, but you don't know if you can recommend it to everybody because it's an acquired taste. I get no qualms recommending this to anyone.
No.
This is not an acquired taste. This is really good bourbon.
Go get it.
And if you work for Buffalo Trace and you are a fan of Bourbon and Bomb with the Boys, and you want to send us another bottle, I mean, you can see what's left in that bottle. It's not going to last long. So feel free, please.
All right. So the big four, because they did big fat stupids everywhere, all over the place.
Oh my gosh.
They shit in their pants, in the bed, all over. We've got M4, Q3, Moneypenny 1, Felix 0. So we've got an 8 out of 20.
That's bad.
That's a stinker.
Let's talk about something worse.
My wife's going to be pissed at me. She's going to be so mad. Credits montage.
I would like to use profanity. May I use profanity?
Absolutely.
I f***ing hate this song. I loved Duran Duran. I mean, I am a child of the 80s. Understand when I say that it's not because I like 80s stuff. I went through all of high school and all of college in the 80s. The 80s was not my jam. It was my decade. All of my formative whatnot happened in the 80s and I absorbed it all. Love Duran Duran. Relax. Don't do it. I love Duran Duran. I love them. I f***ing hate this song.
Dance into
please,
the fire.
For the love of God, do not dance into the fire. Oh, I hate it so much.
I don't hate it nearly as much as you do. The song by itself, I would rate this song differently.
It's middle of the road on Duran Duran's songs. Here's Duran Duran's best song. Here's Duran Duran's worst song. This song would go right here if it wasn't
if it wasn't the Bond opening song.
I don't disagree with that. If this didn't have Weller Antique 107 in it, I'd chuck it across the room.
You would not. You would not. You love those glasses.
I do.
Don't talk like that.
That's true. He's right.
I've got the song at a 3. I know you're mad about it. Middle of the road Duran Duran song. We knocked it down, not 1, but 2 pegs because it sucks as a Bond song.
What was the song for Octopussy?
All Time High.
Yeah. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. We gave it a 3. So we're saying Duran Duran is not worse than Rita Coolidge. And I can't argue with that. It's not worse than Rita Coolidge.
It's not worse than Rita Coolidge, no. So it's got to be a 3, right?
Can I say my line?
Say your line.
I wrote something in my notes, and I feel bad about it because it's profane, but you're going to beat me out anyway. Here's what I wrote in my notes. The fact is, it's not a Bond song. We've credited songs, and you'll see this in future episodes as well, where the way the movie moves from the opening scene into the credits and the song has an artistry to it.
This don't.
It's like a ball peen hammer to the... You have to take that out. It's like a ball peen hammer to the forehead. It's rough. It is jarring. How much it goes...
It's like, wait, backtrack real quick.
It's so abrupt and jarring.
Oh, man.
And listen, we haven't talked about this yet because it's a production quality issue and an X Factor issue. The opening scene goes from, oh my gosh, this is a good opening scene.
I don't want to talk about it yet.
Oh my gosh,
I don't want to talk about
a bad opening scene. So you go from that horrific broken hemorrhoid experience
Jesus
into this abrupt transition with this song that doesn't make sense because Duran Duran was super hot in the 80s. I will give you 3 because it's not worse than Rita Coolidge.
3 out of 10 for the song. Visuals, what a coincidence. Not strong.
No.
This is strong 80s work at its finest.
Much like our set today with the purple lighting, the visuals made me think I was in a Spencer Gifts in the friggin' mall.
Yeah. It was
I just told you how old I am.
Lots of fluorescent paint
Oh
being
my
used
God.
and lots of laser stuff.
And every time there's like a female body part that should be admired, it's got fluorescent paint on it. It makes me hate myself.
I don't know if they're dudes that are skiing or if they're really untalented females that are skiing.
I think they're dudes. It's rough. There's a very good chance that my feelings about the credits montage has to do with the way I feel about the opening scene moving into this and the way I feel about the movie as a whole. If this was in a better movie, it might have got another point, but I can't. It's a 3.
Yeah, that's a great point. Look, if you lived in our heads, you would understand just how pissed off we were when we went from the opening scene into the credits montage. If you know, you know. All right?
Right.
If you don't, go watch the movie. Go watch it.
Feel that how that happens. It's bad.
Unpleasant. We're both just absolutely livid.
Pissed.
Each time we watched this. And, man, it didn't feel better the second time. I'm at a 3. I'm sticking with a 3 on...
It's a 3.
On visuals as well.
It's a 3. And can we just say that there's a 6 total for the credits montage, and one of those points is a Stacy point.
Okay, yeah.
And I feel okay about that.
All right. That's fine.
I'm fine with that.
That's fine. So we've got 6 out of 20 for the credits. Yeesh. All right, let's move into Bondness.
Again, I think disappointing, but booze is one of those categories that actually got an extra point on the rewatch.
It did, yes.
There are 2 things that we require, right? We require the martini because it's signature Bond. Bond should say his name. Bond. James Bond. Right?
Right.
He should also order a vodka martini, shaken and not stirred. There are 2 things he ought to do. He does not do one of them. But when it comes to booze, there's a second thing he does, and it used to be Dom, and it's expanded to either Dom or Bollinger, and we'll accept either one. And in this movie, he has a 75 Bollinger in the scene.
So we start off with Mary Staven, and he's getting his jacket off, and he says, he gives her a bottle of vodka and says it's very well shaken or something like that.
Actually, that was pretty funny. That's the one good line he has.
Yeah.
He pulls out the vodka and says it's very well shaken. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
And we do get the Bollinger 75. Then we have unnamed champagne.
Yeah, with a depressed Stacy. That's just an awkward scene. And he's like pandering to her and it doesn't work and it makes him look worse.
So we've got that one, and then some kind of red wine at Stacy's house.
And it's a weird color. It was a vintage I had never heard of.
Gamay, Gamay.
It's unusual. It's unusual, and I don't know it, but it looked a little bit like Hawaiian Punch.
It looked like Kool-Aid, right? It's weird. We're assuming that it's red wine, and maybe if he's making something, tell us, Mike. Is it a Gamay, Gamay?
But this is like it's Bollinger and a little peripheral babeness, which I think gives it a 2 instead of a 1.
Agreed.
We gave it a 1 initially, but I think we had to raise it to a 2 for. I mean, if no other reason for the Bollinger.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. So booze is a 2.
All right.
Quotability.
Sadly, the vodka's well shaken was the best line he had. The rest of this is a damn stinker.
He said about to make the same mistake twice. Was that a walk-in line?
Yeah.
I think that's a walk-in
same
line.
Mistake twice.
Yeah.
And then there's the double earthquake thing.
Holy. You're telling me he's creating a double earthquake? Holy bud.
Oh,
that was bad. That sucked. That's all I've got, man.
This is the kind of thing that could get negative points if that was possible. I think we gave it a 1 just because I think we've decided collectively 1 is as low as you can go.
Yeah.
So it's a 1. So let me just say this right now. I apologize because we're spending a little time pontificating in this episode, but I have seen interviews where it was said and or implied that the script is created with the actor in mind. They tailor the script to match the actor, which means we've been a little too easy on Roger Moore because the writing was bad, but the writing is trying to match what Roger Moore does, which is be a clown. I've already apologized to you.
I know you did.
But this is the fact. They're writing for Roger Moore. And there's no escaping the fact that they're writing for Roger Moore. And he played it like a clown. They still have some responsibility. The 70s still has responsibility. But Sir Roger takes some take some
Take
of the
some
blame.
heat.
Yeah.
Take some heat.
Yeah, it's on him.
We're on gadgets.
Gadgets. I liked his magic glasses that lets him see through the non-see-through window.
We made a mistake on gadgets.
Yeah.
We missed a few things. We have the locator / tracker thing that he's
Yeah.
got.
I worked
That's
at
in
a
the
bank.
opening scene.
I worked at a bank at the time in our history when you still had the thing. He's got the cigarette lighter, check the impressions on the next check duplicator gadget.
He uses a grapple hook again in the opening sequence. So
Pulls the guy off.
pulls the guy off the snowmobile, and now he's got a snowboard. Hugh's little Roomba that he's got rolling around the office. A micro comparator. That's the thing that what is that? That's the thing that compared the two microchips, right?
It's a micro comparator. I just don't even.
All right. So we have that. Then he's got a bug checker when they get into the room.
Yeah.
He's got the zooming in sunglasses.
Sunglasses were good.
They're not even that noticeable on your face. It's got the little tabbies on it. It's so stupid. And then the 80s version of the iPod, right? Because it's not a cassette player that he's got.
I have one of those,
But
it
it's
was like
not
a thing you could record onto little cassette tapes.
I don't think it was a cassette tape.
It was little tiny ones.
No, this thing lasted for hours. He had to call a doctor because it lasted more than 4 hours.
His snoring recording.
Yeah. So we do have a lot of gadgets. They play very minor roles in this.
I can go 3.
3 locations.
I'm going to count France, Siberia,
Yep.
and San Francisco.
San Francisco.
That's it.
They filmed some things in Iceland.
But it was supposed to be Siberia.
It was supposed to be Siberia.
You only
but-
get one. You don't get them both.
Okay, that's fine. I think locations were at a 2.
We are.
It's a 2. Hey, Dave, what's the car?
There's no car. I don't care what you say. There's no car. If the Sunbeam gets a 0, this movie gets a 0.
Okay, all right.
It's a 0.
Is a Sunbeam cooler than a Rolls Royce?
It is not.
Okay.
Which one does he drive?
The Sunbeam Alpine Series 2.
Rest my case.
Okay.
Being chauffeured around in the back of Cubby Broccoli's Rolls doesn't get you a point. That is actually Cubby Broccoli's Rolls, except for the scene where they shove it into the ocean, the lake there.
Yeah.
They actually got another one to do that because he wasn't. But that's his car. But your chauffeured, it could have been a yellow taxi, for crying out loud. He never drives the car.
Yeah, and that's why we said the car gets a 0, but it does get an honorable mention because it is
It's
a
Cubby's car.
That's
beautiful.
Oh.
It's a beautiful car.
Oh, it's a cool car.
And the rumors on set were, he's every scene that's in, he's like eagle eye watching to make sure they don't scratch his baby.
yeah, it's a cool car. A, it has no gadgets.
It's not a Bond car.
B, he doesn't drive it.
Not a Bond car.
It's a Rolls Ghost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Man, it's badass.
beautiful.
It's gonna be right here.
It's
so
beautiful. Right here. See it?
Right
Isn't that
there.
a beautiful car?
That's a great
Gosh,
car.
that's a good looking car.
Holy shit. All right. So that brings us to a grand total of
Don't say it out loud. Say it out loud.
8.
Wait, really? Wow. That's bad.
It sucks. It really sucks. Welcome to Bourbon and Bond, where we are now scientists and have decided that drinking while angry makes you drunker faster.
Yeah, it seems to be a thing.
It must be. I mean, we're putting it to the test because this is a personal service.
Speaking of being angry, let's talk about production quality.
Okay.
So, The Spy Who Loved Me had the scene. It was embarrassing. It was an embarrassing, clownish scene. This movie also has things like that. And I would say that the scene could apply to multiple things in this movie. It could apply to the fire truck. It could apply to the Eiffel Tower kill the police dude scene. It could apply to many things. And so it needs to be punished. Carol Ashby. And I don't know if Carol Ashby is still alive, but let me just say that she has a wonderful cleavage. It's really the kind of cleavage that makes you forget she's whistling at fake f***ing butterflies. The entire scene in the restaurant at the Eiffel Tower where he gets killed by a butterfly on a fishing pole is embarrassing.
Oh, it's horrid.
And then at the moment when he dies and Bond realizes he needs to chase the bad person, he says out loud, "There's a fly in his soup."
bad one. It's a bad miss.
I don't know how to describe the feeling that I had during an intense opening scene that has all the Bond opening scene moments with skiing and skiing chase away from bad guys and helicopters, and the production team made a decision that during this fine action scene that they would play some background music for the scene. And I don't think you can take away enough points. I don't think there's a number that's too high for the points you can take away for when Bond yanks the guy off of the snowmobile and the snowmobile crashes and he grabs one of the rails of the snowmobile and snowboards down the mountain, and they start to play the Beach Boys' California Girls. I can't tell you how angry that makes me. There aren't enough points you can deduct for that crime. It wrecks the whole scene. It's a joke.
And it sets you up for being pissed off, right? That's why we talked about the credits montage the way we did, is because it goes from such a potentially cool sequence of great film work.
Huge stunts.
Stunts everywhere.
Great skiing.
Yeah, it's excellent.
It's
Except
Bond.
they play
Oh my God.
the f***ing Beach Boys.
It's just, it doesn't make sense.
No, it really doesn't. And it sets you up to be immediately pissed as you go through the rest of this movie. I didn't want to take it out of production quality, but you're exactly right. Someone made the decision that they were going to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I would like to address the fact that so much went into this as far as set construction and different models that they used to get the right shots. We've been talking about ways to get the shots right, so that it doesn't look like this miniature thing that you just flooded with water, right? You don't make the Temple of Doom error. Don't want to do that. Oh, God. Don't want to do that. In the opening sequence, they had 3 different helicopters, I think.
Miniature RC helicopters that look great.
They look fantastic. The Golden Gate Bridge that they constructed, the different models of the Golden Gate Bridge with the different models
to pull off all of that,
of the blimps.
Filming.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Amazing work.
The car chase scene when he's escaping the Eiffel Tower and the guy who's driving that piece of shit Renault is amazing.
When he runs out under that stanchion and it takes the whole roof of the car off, that's a real thing. And they were very concerned
There's no
about
CG
him.
in 1985.
No, they were very concerned about him because he ducked down to get out of the way of that arm. As soon as the roof came off, there's nobody there, and they're like, oh no, what happened?
We just killed the guy.
Pops back up. Holy
You know
crap.
how it looked like he was driving the car, was half a car? He was driving the car. There's no CG.
You know,
he did that.
You know how he jumped the car off the ramp and onto the roof of a bus?
He literally did that.
He did that thing.
The parachute jump off the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, yeah.
A dude did that. And they were worried he was going to die.
There's a ton that
Amazing
went
stuff.
into this, and they deserve so many more points than we're going to give them.
15 points for stunts, minus 10 for them being so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, we could give them all the points in the world.
Oh, my God.
And it just wouldn't be equal to the amount of points we're going to take away from it. We're at a 5.
It deserves less points, but the stunt crew was unbelievable.
Awesome. And it's the same crew that we've been dealing with
amazing.
for so many movies, right? They keep bringing these guys back, and there's a reason for it. It's because they've got
so good.
stones like you wouldn't believe.
Oh my gosh.
They did some excellent work in here. The destruction of Pinewood Studios.
All right, we got to talk about this.
We have to.
I love, and I told you I'm a child of the 80s, and I love the movie Legend. My love for Mia Sara is deep and abiding. Legend was one of those movies that to normal people who didn't live through the 80s think is a dumb movie. That's because they don't get it. It's a fantastic movie. I had no idea that during the last week of filming, Ridley Scott, the director of this movie, burned down Pinewood Studios. The Bond set that they built, that Eon built to house some of these massive sets. They're getting ready to start filming this movie. And, you know, in the forest, if you've ever seen Legend, you know there's this mystical forest and there's these fires burning all over, and they were using gas. And the gas was collecting in the top of the studio, this big giant thing. And something ignited it and burned down
everything
Pinewood
down.
Studios.
It burned everything
Oh
down.
my God, what a good story.
And so they were looking for ways to make this happen. That's when they came to San Francisco and recreated a whole bunch of different stuff. And their set folks said, "Hey, give us 3 months." That's
unbelievable.
Insane.
It's unbelievable.
That's insane. The entire 007 stage was destroyed and collapsed on itself, okay? They're talking about Hindenburg level destruction. And these guys said, give us 1 month to clear the damage and give us 2 months to rebuild everything. And they did it. That is such...
I don't think I mentioned this before, but I love Mia Sara. And Mia, if you're watching Bourbon and Bond, give us a call. We would love to have you as a guest on the show. I would love to have you as an in-person guest. And I promise not to make it weird.
What the fuck?
By the way,
here we go.
She's in the movie Legend where they burned down the... Sorry.
Yeah.
So, mystique around this movie is high, but it still only gets a 5.
5 out of 10 for production quality.
I'm going to be... I'm going to be bleeped several times during this. So, can I run through my arithmetic on X Factor?
I wish you would.
And there is going to be... I apologize for my language. There's going to be bleeping.
Buckle in.
Let's start for X Factor. Let's start at a 10. We're going to subtract 1 point for the Beach Boys playing when Bond takes off on his snowboard.
Hate it.
It should be a 10-point deduction, but I am restraining myself and I am deducting 1 point. It's one mistake, and so 1 point. I'm subtracting 1 point for not being able to forget. I got a fever, and the cure is more cowbell.
That's 2.
I'm subtracting 1 point for everything, every single thing about the fire engine chase. I'm subtracting 1 point for the butterfly kill your French friend scene.
Yeah, I hate that.
I'm subtracting 1 point for the number of times we could tell you slipped in a stuntman for the old Grandpa Bond.
We get faraway shots of very clear and obvious stuntmen. I can't argue with that.
We're subtracting 1 point for the Sharper Image credit card he uses to break into the house.
Oh, yeah.
That's just shameful.
Yeah.
Anybody here ever shop at Sharper Image? Still deduction. We're subtracting 1 point for Bond suddenly using pseudonyms all over the place. The number of times he says James St. John Smythe makes me want to hurt myself.
It should lose a point for every time he says St. John Smythe.
But we're generously deducting 1 point. Subtract 1 point for the film selling out to all of the 80s the worst things about the 80s. Mm-hmm. This laps water from the pool of all the bad 80s things that existed. It's a pool that someone peed in while they were swimming. Subtract 1 point for Bond hitting a guy and doing the shake my f***ing hand because it hurt me thing. And I'm not an agent who's licensed to kill. I've just damaged my fragile hand because I hit a guy in the face. Subtract 1 point for the fact that I'd rather watch On Her Majesty's Secret Service again than watch this stinker one more time. It loses a point for that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make a statement, and you tell me if I'm wrong.
Talk to me, Goose.
Diana Rigg, Tanya Roberts, not even close.
No, of course not.
Subtract all those points. Add 1 point for the pre-Ivan Drago Dolph Lundgren. Mm-hmm. It's just fun.
It's fun.
So that's 10 minus 10 plus 1. Carry the 4 gives it a 1, I think.
There was nothing.
It's a stinker.
There was nothing
It's
good to take away from this one.
It's just an absolute stinky piece of shit.
Bond is defeated by a fishing pole.
We've talked a lot of times about what happens if you're flipping channels and the movie comes on TV. And some Bond movies, I'm going to watch this. Some Bond movies, I change the channel immediately. There are a couple where we say, well, I might watch to the commercial. This one makes me sell my TV.
It's just atrocious. And for every good thing that it has going for it, it has 2 negatives. There's so little that you can say that is positive about this movie. Again, the stunt work, the way that the tech crew came together to give them a new stage, the way so much of this was done, it's cool, but you feel like absolute garbage.
Here's an analogy. You go to the dentist and he does the scrapey thing. Nobody likes the scrapey thing. You go from the dentist to see your gastro who does a colonoscopy with they don't put you out. And you think to yourself, God, I wish I was still at the dentist. That's this movie.
Yeah.
That's this movie.
Yeah. They made goofs all over the place. They were so minimal, and you already have written it off by the time you see him. The guy at the end, I think he's got a revolver that he shoots 9 shots out of.
That's the most amazing revolver I've ever seen. It self-loads by magic. It's the most amazing guy.
I have a 9-shot revolver, and it's a 22. He's got what looks to be a Smith, but he shoots it 9 times.
It's bad.
Bond, for some reason, can't hit the broadside of a barn with his PPK. So, everything's stacked against this movie. It's obviously time for him to retire and for this dinosaur to turn into fossil fuels.
Away.
You see what I did there?
I saw what you did there.
See what I did there?
I'd suggest that we take a break and do some math, and you put it over my face.
All over your face.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
All right.
We'll be back. Okay, we've done the math. It's running all over Dave's face. That brings us to a grand total of 58 points out of 150. That is a 38.6. This thing is just a pile. I want to address the people on IMDb who are submitting user reviews that are above a 38.6%. It's sympathy. That's what it is.
Well, we said Roger Moore's not an ass.
Sure. It's people who have latched on to Roger Moore as their favorite Bond, which is insane to me. It's insane to me. Right. But if you look past just Roger Moore and this being his final film, this thing still sucks.
With or without him.
Yes, there are elements here that could equal a good Bond movie. They're not executed well. Yes, we have a decent cast that couldn't save this if they gave the performances of their lives.
It's true.
You cannot polish this turd.
No.
You can't do it.
If you were born at a time where maybe you didn't watch any of the previous Bond movies, and you came to Bond maybe through For Your Eyes Only and then Octopussy, and then I could see how somebody would say, hey, that's not so bad, because they don't have the perspective of the Bond cinematic universe against which to judge this film. But if you look at the entire body of work, it fails in so many areas because there are so many better movies. And that's what we're doing. We're not looking at this movie in a vacuum. We're not looking at this movie that was born by somebody who was born in 1974. We're looking at this movie in the scope of the Bond cinematic universe, and it's a fail. It's an epic fail.
I want to be done with this thing now. I
have good news for you.
We get to be done with this movie, and finally we are done with Roger Moore. We are moving in now to a very short era of someone who I think is a very underrated Bond.
I never gave him the credit he deserves. And because of when it happened and how it happened.
Yeah. When you and I did the initial watch, you were
shocked.
You were not looking forward to those,
no.
And it took you by surprise, and
shocked.
It was a very refreshing experience for me.
Yep.
So we're moving into now
Living Daylights, still in the 80s, but you're moving into a new Bond movie and a new Bond era with a new Bond has changed everything, and we're going to see something a little bit different that I think is more faithful to the cinematic universe that they created.
Yeah. We have exhausted the comedy now, and we've realized that serious works. So stick around for that one. Let's talk about Weller for just a second.
We can talk about Weller for as long as you want.
We said it already. It is excellent. We love this. I don't know what the price is of this.
It's not terrible.
It's not good.
120, 130. It's not terrible.
It's not overly friendly to your wallet.
It's worth every penny.
Exactly what I was going to say. This is not an everyday bourbon. Don't you dare mix this. If you mix this,
oh my God,
we will find you and we'll end you.
Don't do that. Four Roses is a very good bourbon.
Yeah.
Mix that.
Mix that. This is such a pleasant drink. And like you said, it's a bit on the pricey side, worth every penny.
Life is too short to drink crappy whiskey.
That's exactly right.
Drink good whiskey.
Drink good whiskey.
If you got to spend a couple of weeks saving up for it, then do that.
Do it. So, Weller, whatever you guys are doing over there, it is working. This is a fantastic product, and this will always be stocked in one or both of our bars.
Yeah. One of us will have a bottle.
Yeah, this isn't going anywhere. Once this is gone, it's going to come back. However it comes back is up to you, Buffalo Trace. We love you. How much do you love us?
It really is the only good thing about this.
It was, yeah. This is the only thing we were looking forward to.
Saved us tonight.
It's the only thing we were looking forward to.
Yeah.
Something that I realized, unfortunately, that we missed in the episode I just did. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Send us your comments. Send us your criticisms so that we can flex our rightness all over you, so that we can educate you, right? If you want to go out and submit a user review on IMDb and say that this is a positive movie, it's not. And we will educate you happily for free. Until next time, I'm Nick.
I'm Dave.
Cheers.
Cheers.